The Shadow, a talk with Unmani.
On the theme of the shadow, or everything that is considered negative, or dark, or uncomfortable, or bad, wrong, everything that we don't want to acknowledge or include in our lives. And what we tend to usually do is push it aside, suppress it, because it's uncomfortable. It's very sensible, actually. It's just uncomfortable. And, we're busy most of the time trying to survive, and trying to be comfortable. On top of that, it's socially acceptable to just suppress it and push it away. It seems that everyone around us is doing that, or most people. So it takes a lot of courage to actually acknowledge that maybe we're not always so nice, or feeling so nice or polite or sweet, or that we're not always happy, or in comfort or bliss, that maybe we feel irritated or angry, or maybe we are sad, or we're grieving, or maybe we just hate what's going on, or someone near us, or all of these kinds of feelings and experiences that we have as humans. We assume that we tend to assume that we're alone with them, that there's something wrong with me if I feel these things, especially on the spiritual path. We do it even more. We create these extremes on the spiritual path. We're supposed to be pure and holy, and always at peace, and always nice and loving and kind and compassionate. And usually we are trying really hard to be all of those qualities, and we're trying really hard to suppress and cover up all those other qualities that we feel don't fit into the idea of how we think we should be. And we're working very hard to cover that up. And it's a lot of effort. And eventually, at some point, whether it is something that happens in our lives, or whether it's just we get exhausted with this effort, the shadow side, or the dark side, eventually comes out. Whether it's, we're trying really hard to, I don't know, for example, meditate, and a fly keeps coming, to zzz, zzz, right? In the beginning, we're like, no, I'm all peaceful, it doesn't disturb me. And then it's like, get away, stop it, and this is, when we're trying so hard to be at peace, or be all these beautiful qualities, life somehow will bring the fly or some kind of circumstance or person in our lives to trigger something real. And it doesn't take much to just, we just scratch the surface, and there it all is, Yeah. And then when it comes to trauma and wounds and, things that we're carrying from childhood, or from a long time, they're very deep wounds, and unless we find some way to embrace them or bring them into our lives, they will find some way of making themselves part of our lives, whether we like it or not. We tend to react in a certain way out of fear or pain, based on the experiences we've had in the past. And so this becomes like the shadow, or the wound becomes part of who we believe we are, but we're not fully conscious of it. It's just an unconscious kind of pattern that plays out. And it can be frightening to become fully conscious of it, because it means turning to face it rather than looking away and pushing it away and not wanting to feel it. And when we do have the courage to turn and face it, actually, usually it's not as bad as we have imagined it to be. But even if it is very uncomfortable and painful and frightening, it is part of you, right? So it's nothing external. It's not outside of you. It's something that's always been there. It's just that you look directly at it rather than pretending that it's not there. And there's something actually deeply relaxing about looking directly at these things and embracing them. There's a sense of coming home in that, when we embrace all parts of ourselves and know that actually this is what it is to be human. We are messy. We include the whole range of humanity, including all the most awful things, right? War, murder, rape, abuse, all kinds of terrible things. But unless we acknowledge these aspects in ourselves and stop just projecting them outside of us, blaming the world or blaming other people, we cannot know the true beauty and love and joy and peace. Because all these beautiful qualities, they don't exclude the shadow side. Actually, they embrace it all. And that's your true nature, right? That embraces it all. This is what is love, right? It loves it all without exception. So I was just inspired to speak a little bit about that after having written this article. I find it's really a subject that actually, when we go into it, opens our hearts. It really can touch us deeply, because we all have these aspects of ourselves that we feel perhaps don't fit perfectly into our image or idea of who we would like to be. And actually, there's something really heart opening when we embrace these aspects of ourselves that we've kind of excluded